Hi guys, it's Miss Mac. Just doing a quick review of writing equations of lines, especially if you are given the slope and a point. So if you take a look at this problem in red, it says find the equation of the line with slope -3 that passes through the point -2, 5. Now, if we had a graph, this is easy. You can hopefully look at it and find the slope and the y-intercept. But if you don't have a graph or the numbers are kind of crazy or doesn't cross at a nice point, you need to be able to solve this algebraically. So I'm actually going to go over both methods and kind of talk to you about each one. The biggest thing is you have to be able to do the algebraic method, but the graphing is also going to relate the two. So it says find the equation of the line with slope -3 that passes through the point -2, 5. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to graph this line. So I know the point that I have is -2, 5, which is this point right here. I also know that my slope is -3, which is actually -3/1. So my rise is -3 and my run is 1, which means from this green point, I am actually going to go down 3 and then right 1. And that's where my next point will be. And if I wanted to do this, I could also go down 3 and right 1 again, and down 3 and right 1 until I fill my grid. And then I can draw my line in. Pretty straight line, Miss Mac. Okay, so if I am going to write an equation of the line and I'm using this graph, I know that to find my equation, I need to know my y equals mx plus b. Okay, so I know my m is my slope. I know my b is my y-intercept. So already we are given the slope. So that's going to go in for my m. So my equations to start with is going to be y equals -3x. And then I need to know my y-intercept. Now my y-intercept is this point right here. That is exactly where it hit the y-axis, and that's at a nice number. That is actually the point 0, -1. So I know that my b is -1. So I could either put plus -1, or I'm going to go ahead and simplify and just put -1. So using the graph, I have that equation of this line. And that's fine. It's perfect to do it that way. But like I said earlier, sometimes you don't have a graph. Sometimes you have numbers that are ugly. Sometimes you have a graph that's not big enough. Sometimes your line is going to cross at the y-axis at some point that's not an integer. So we have to have another method to use. So what we're going to do next is we are going to do this algebraically. So I know that when I go to solve this, I need y equals mx plus b. And I know when I'm done, I should get the same answer as I got when I graphed. Now, if I look at what I'm given, I know this is my m, and I know this ordered pair is my x and y. If I look at this equation, y equals mx plus b, I am able to fill in a value for m, a value for x, and a value for y. That will allow me to solve for b. So this would become 5 equals -3 times -2 plus b. So all I did was take my m from above, my x and my y from above, and filled them in. So if I go ahead and I simplify to solve, I get -1 for b. So now I know my slope and I know my y-intercept. So when I go to write my y equals mx plus b, I get -3x, and again, I could put plus -1, or I can just put -1. And if you look, that's the same answer we got when we graphed. So you should be able to do both. You need to be able to do both. especially the algebraic method. So hopefully this was a good review. You have a couple problems to practice, and good luck with that. If you need anything, let us know. Bye-bye.